So I pressure canned for the first time this summer when we butchered chickens, and I was a little nervous. I did not want to create a bomb in our home. And so I did a little research, and I wanted to compile it so that the next time I do this, I don't have to research for half a day on how to do this safely. So here goes. Know your system. Know whether you have a weighted gauge pressure canner or a dial gauge pressure canner. I have a dial gauge pressure canner, so that's what I'll be speaking to. Our elevation here is around 5,000 feet. And so you have to adjust pressures and cooking, well, not necessarily cooking times, but what pressure you cook everything at, just slightly when you're at higher elevation. Make sure your jars are all clean and washed. We keep our jars in a shed, and so I just want to make sure there's no extra dust or anything on them. After that, you want to decide whether you want to do a hot pack method or a cold pack method. It was easier for me just to do cold pack method and cut up my chickens that had just been butchered and thrown on ice. But I kept everything for my packing very minimalistic. I didn't add extra salt or seasoning. I figured I'd rather just have it a clean slate so then I can add seasoning later on when I'm cooking. I had some chicken stock going all day. I used that as filler instead of water. Packing them in what I thought was pretty tight and pretty good, but I made sure to leave an inch of headspace. And then after I was done with the whole process, I noticed I could have packed them quite a bit tighter. You don't want to do it too tightly is what the manuals all say, but you definitely can pack them in pretty tight. Make sure you wipe around the top if there's any meat or juices around on the rim or the threads. I packed the jars and then I got about 4 inches of water in there, even though a lot of, well, this thing was showing only like 1 inch of water was needed, but I really didn't want to evaporate it all off when I was heating up the whole pressure canner. Close it all up, and then you keep the weight for the steam release, you keep that off until it gets up to boiling and you actually let it vent steam. This book said 5 to 7 minutes, then this one says 10 minutes. This one is probably maybe a little more accurate and more current. Then put my weighted stopper on there so then my system could build pressure. It took about half an hour to build up pressure, but it got up to even 17 psi, went a little bit over. I probably only needed 13, but I was shooting for 15. So then I lowered my temperature on my stove, a medium to low heat, even once I got up to the high pressure, and that was perfect. It stayed at that temperature for my whole cook time, which cook time for poultry is 75 minutes for a quart jar if it's bone in, and then 90 minutes if it's boneless. After the 75 minutes, you turn the heat off and you do nothing. You let it cool, just naturally. You let it release pressure naturally. And then as soon as it's at 0 for the pressure, you wait a couple more minutes extra just to be safe. And then you take the stopper off so then it can vent any more steam. And then once there's no more active steam coming out, I even wait a couple more minutes, and then you can open it away from your body or like away from your face. So you don't want to open it and be like, whoa, cool, steam right in my face. Let it just set there for at least 10 more minutes. Let it kind of acclimate to the room temperature. After everything is completely cooled, you can take it out, put it on a cutting board or a cookie sheet rack. Let it sit for at least a few more hours, and if your lids could hold a puddle on the top, it means they sealed properly, they're good to go. You can keep them out on the counter, keep them at room temperature. It takes a little bit extra time, but you have really good, high-quality convenience food for your whole family that will serve you for the rest of the year. Happy canning!